digital artist from Mexico. On this tutorial, I'll teach you how to create a pirate illustration in Adobe Illustrator. So let's begin. First, we're going to open the software, and here on our Tools panel, we're going to go and find the Rectangle tool. We're going to click on that one, and probably by default you're going to see a Rectangle tool. Click on this little triangle and detach the window so you can access all the shapes, even the ones that doesn't have a shortcut. Now let's select the Rectangle tool by clicking on it or pressing M, and we're going to create one that has a width of 160 pixels by a height of 90. I'm going to remove the stroke and change the color, the fill color, to a color that I had already selected in advance. Now I'm going to go to my direct selection tool or press A on my keyboard and select the bottom anchor points. And here on the top, I'm going to round the corners by inputting 30 pixels corner. Now I'm going to go to my ellipse tool, just press L and click. Now I'm going to constrain my proportions so they have the same width and height and make one that is 98 pixels. I'm going to change the color to this dark purple, make another ellipse. This one is going to be 46 by 46, and then make a rectangle that has a width of 280 by 22. Now that I have this, I'm going to begin aligning my objects. So first I'm going to press Alt and Shift while I drag the smaller circle to make a copy. Then I'm going to go Window, Align to bring the alignment options. Select these two shapes, click again on the rectangle. You can see how it has a thicker outline. And then use the horizontal Align Left. And now let's place it right around there, and you can put it in position using your arrow keys. And now let's do the same for the other one. And this one you're going to align it to the other side, and then select both circles and vertical align centers. And now we have them right there. So make sure that they are not getting into the way of the rectangle. And now let's select the circle, the big one, and the rectangle, and align it to the horizontal alignment. Move it around this size. You could also change that in the future if you don't like it. Select your direct selection tool and select the bottom anchor point and delete it. So now I get only half a circle. Then I'm going to my pen tool and click on this anchor point, and then press Shift and make another click here. Then press P again to select the pen tool again. Click on that anchor point and make a straight line by pressing Shift. So now I have my hat, and I can go to Window and look for Pathfinder or press the shortcut Ctrl Shift F9. And now what I can do is select all my shapes and then go here on the first option and click on Unite. So now I have a single hat. Now I'm gonna move the shape, so I'm gonna move my hat a little bit to the top, select both shapes, make the face the key object, and then go vertical to distribute the space and say 0. So now I can also align horizontally and get my hat right in place. I'm thinking that is a little bit tall, so I could go to my direct selection tool, select all the anchor points on the top, and while pressing Shift, drag them a little bit down. So maybe a little bit more. And now I have my hat. Next, I'm going to go to my ellipse tool, and then let's unconstrain our proportions and change the width to 44 and the height to 31. I'm going to make another ellipse, and this one is going to be 12 by 12. So it's going to be a circle. Then let's go to our rectangle tool and make one that is 23 by 10. I'm going to move the rectangle here with my ellipse, select both of them, make one the key object, and horizontal align center, select both of them and unite with my Pathfinder. Now I'm going to go to my Polygon tool, just click. A window like this is going to appear, and in here I am going to change the radius to 8 and have only 3 sides. Maybe a little bit bigger, but we can always adjust it. I'm going to go here on the top and change my width and my height. So I'm going to have them to be 8 by 8. This is better size. I'm going to select my eye and just move it right there. And I'm going to change the color just so that you see it. So I'm just going to place my eye right there, select my face, go right click, arrange send to back. Then let's select the circle, and while dragging, I'm going to press Alt and Shift. I'm going to select both of them and unite them. Select again my main shape, click again to make it a key object and align them. I'm going to do the same with my nose. Alright, so now we're right there. I can decrease the width and the height to 5 to make it even smaller. Now I can select the three of them and go to Unite. Select everything and then select minus front. So now I get the exact shape that I want. I'm going to change the color back to white and place it on the top of my hat. Just click on that one, click on the hat to make it a key object and align it. Next, I'm going to create bones. So I'm going to go to my ellipse tool, constrain my proportions, and make a circle that is 8 by 8. Let's change the color so you can see it. I'm going to drag it by pressing Alt and Shift to create and copy. And then I can hit Unite. I can press Alt and Shift and drag these two. And then I can make a rectangle simply by clicking and dragging, so I make the same distance around this size, 23 by 7. Click on one to align them, and now I have my bone. I can select everything, go to Unite, then let's go to one corner, press Shift and rotate it 45 degrees. I'm going to change the color back to white, or actually this color, and let's just align it. And I'm going to go select my bone, right click, transform, reflect. A window like this is going to appear. Here you can have a little preview and just see copy. I'm going to make one white and the other one, I'm going to change it to a gray color so it looks like it's on the bottom. I'm going to select both of them and group them by going to Object Group and then align them with the hat. So now our pirate has a hat. Next, I'm going to work on the face. So I'm going to go to my ellipse tool and create one that is 60 by 60. Let's change the color to this dark purple. Go with my direct selection tool and select the anchor point on the top. And let's just press delete. Let's select both of them on the top and join them by clicking here on the connect selected endpoints. Then I'm going to go to my line segment tool and just click and drag to make a line across the face. I'm going to give it a stroke color of that dark purple and change the stroke weight to 5 and make sure that my caps are rounded. I'm going to align them, so select both and make sure that they are aligned properly. Place this half circle right here. And I'm going to go to my ellipse tool and let's unconstrain our proportions and make one that has a width of 11 and a height, sorry I made a mistake there, and a height of 13. Press OK. Just move it around the face. Now let's create another ellipse by clicking on that one. We're going to go and make one that is 34 by 34. And now let's add a stroke and remove the fill. So let's increase the weight a little bit, so maybe 3 is fine. Now I'm going to go to my line segment tool and just create a line by going here, or with my pen tool, whatever works for you, make a point, then press Shift and make the line right there. Now I'm going to double click on my circle to isolate it. And then I'm gonna go here with my erasers and find my scissors tool, or use the shortcut C. And where I intersect both of them, I'm going to select that shape and delete them, so I get this half circle. I'm gonna delete this line because I don't need it anymore, and I can align to the center my nose and move it properly. I'm going to actually change the color of the nose, and I have finished my face. Now I'm going to go to my rectangle tool and create a rectangle that has a width of 60 by a height of 64. Now I'm going to swap the stroke and the fill. Let's go to distribute spacing to 0 and horizontal align center. Now I'm going to go to my pen tool or press P on my keyboard, and let's make a point here, then click and drag to make another point around here. Swap the stroke and the fill, change the color, and I'm going to increase the stroke to 10, and I'm going to make sure that my caps are rounded. I'm going to select this one, go right click, arrange, send to back, then select it, transform, reflect, and make a copy. So I can place it on the other side. I can select both of them and group them by going Object Group, and then align them horizontally with the body. I'm going to make my line segment tool and create lines across my chest. So let's decrease the weight to 5. Now I'm going to pick this blue color. I'm going to press while clicking and dragging Alt and Shift, and then just use Ctrl D to repeat the same action. I'm going to select all of them and group them by pressing Ctrl G. Change the color of the shirt to white, select the stripes, go to Edit, Cut, or Ctrl X, select the rectangle, go to Draw Inside mode and go Edit, Paste in Place, or Ctrl Shift B. And now we have our t-shirt. Now I'm going to go to my rectangle tool and create another rectangle that has a width of 11 by 34. Let's make another one. This one is going to be 11 by 17. And now we can swap the stroke and fill, change the color to this dark purple, move them around a little bit and align them. Now let's create another rectangle. This one is going to have a width of 15 and a height of 6. Let's make one more rectangle. This one is going to be 10 by 13. And now let's just change the color to these brown colors that I had already selected. And I'm going to place them in place by distribute the spacing to be 0 and align them horizontally. Just make sure that you have them right there. Now what I'm going to do is go to my direct selection tool and select one of the anchor points on the bottom, just like that, and use Shift and my arrow key to the left to move it, and on the other one Shift and my arrow key right twice. I'm going to select everything and group it, then just go to the bottom and align it. I'm going to move them right there where the t-shirt is, and move them a little bit closer, group them, and let's align them horizontally. And right click, arrange, send to back. And now we have our legs. Can position them where we think they work nice. And now we can go to our align segment tool and create a line. You can input the length to be 150. Change the stroke to this dark gray. And now let's change the weight to 3. And now let's align it properly. Again, the caps have to be rounded. And I'm going to go right click, arrange, send to back. Now I'm going to go to my ellipse tool and click on this one and change the width and the height to be 80. Now let's swap the stroke and the fill and fill it with an orange color. I'm going to place it around here, then go to my pen tool, make a point here, another one here, and another one here, and close the shape. Now you can move it around either with your direct selection tool by pressing A or with your selection tool pressing B. I'm going to move them, this speech bubble around there, select both shapes and unite them with my Pathfinder tool. Now I'm going to add some text to the bubble. So a great place to find free fonts is Google Fonts. So I'm going to find this Nucha font. And once you download it and install it, you just use the type tool by pressing T or selecting it. And I'll just type Arghhhh and go find the font that we just downloaded. You can change the size and then the color to be white. Let's position it right there. And we can decrease the size to around 30 points. So with this, you have finished your parrot illustration. All you have to do is select everything and group it by going Object Group, and then make sure that you are aligning it to your artboard and go horizontal and vertical align center. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.